Alright, this is a tropical weather bulletin for the 19th of July. The thoughts in this video are mine, and please consult officials and local weather stations for the best information to help you survive these storms. We're still currently tracking Tropical Storm Estelle in the eastern Pacific here. As you can see, definitely lost its structure. It's definitely been attacked by dry air and wind shear. It's not going to come back. It's not going to really intensify. It's only going to be really weakening from now on. As you can see, its low-level circulation is exposed, and you can see that even more on visible high-res imagery, where you can see that that center is absolutely completely exposed. Not completely exposed, I should say. It's semi-exposed. It's got decent convection on the eastern side of the center, but on the western side of the center, there's basically zero. It's because shear has been attacking it. Vertical wind shear has really been, and there's been dry air intrusions in the storm, which came around here and went all the way over to the center. And now we've got this, which doesn't look good. We've also got a new disturbance right now, 91W, winds of 15 knots, which is 15 miles per hour. And you can see this is the satellite imagery. It's been newly formed, not expected to form into a tropical cyclone. Impressive cloud tops for the latitude it's at, actually. Getting into minus 70 degrees. Of course, the tropopause is lower, so the cloud tops won't be able to get as high in this region of the world where the storm is located. It's located very far north. Not very far, well, semi-far. And it's pretty decent. Its rotation is minimal. I don't know about the lower levels though. And a bit of an interesting feature here, though. That was a bit interesting. But if this were to form, I'd say it would become something tropical-ish. If I show you 91W, you can see this is where it's located. So it's a bit weird. It's located near 165 degrees east and 25 degrees north. So it is located a bit of a very northern position. Not expected to form though. However, on the forecast models is where we really need to be watching out for some sort of storms to form. So we're going to check the models. First off, the Atlantic Ocean. You can see the Eastern Pacific starting to fire off storms there. And not much for the Atlantic. Maybe some sort of system coming, a tropical wave there. Looks like it's not going to get itself organized there at all. Western Pacific, we could take a look at the Western Pacific. And they are expecting activity. So here's the invest right here, 91W. That is the invest, and you can see that it goes sort of north, but then a new circulation forms, and that ends up becoming a tropical storm and bringing impacts to Japan before another one forms, and it looks like that rapidly intensifies and takes a bit of an odd track, and then another system forms, potentially even more. So yeah, this system, if it were to come reality, it takes a pretty odd track because it actually starts going south. And we of course are going to have a look at the Eastern Pacific, but I don't think that will really happen, that storm there, because it doesn't look like conditions will be favourable for a storm that big, that north. And here's the Eastern Pacific. There goes Estelle dying off before a new system forms, rapidly intensifies. Another system there forms as well quite rapidly. And it looks like that one tries to intensify. Goes near Socorro Island, that has an island population of around 250 people, but then a 951 millibard, potentially category 3 or 4 there forms, but that is silly range by that point, so there's no need to take that too seriously at the minute, because that is quite far, quite silly range. Yeah, so we could have a look at, let's have a look at the funny basins, why not? South Atlantic, we could take a look at this as well. So South Atlantic, I'm pretty sure there's going to be nothing. I believe it is winter over there in the South Atlantic basin, so there probably won't be a lot of tropical cyclones. Of course, we had Yaki Khan earlier on, but yeah, pretty much nothing. We can also have a look at the NHC. I'll show you the NHC quick because it's a bit interesting. What they have. So once this loads up, I will show you. Okay, so Gonna go into the East Pack because that's really where the activity is right now. And we're gonna have a look at the 5-day graphical, and we can see a disturbance which is expected to form, has not yet formed, but is expected to form offshore Central America and southern Mexico. A broad area of low pressure is expected to form later this week. And gradual development is possible. So right now, of course, the Eastern Pacific is beating the Atlantic. The Atlantic is going to be dead pretty much for at least the next 10 days. The Atlantic is going to be dead. Of course, we have Estelle, now tropical storm, of course, 65 miles an hour. Actually, I don't think it's even 60 anymore, not even 65. I believe it's 55 miles per hour, and it has a pretty big wind field. I'm going to show you the wind history. As you can see, I believe this is Socorro Island, or it's one of these. I'm not sure which one it is exactly. But these islands have got tropical storm force winds. So people on these islands, I hope you are all okay. There would have been heavy rainfall as well. That would have been the main threat from Estelle. And there may be fatalities, which is not good from these systems. Of course, it did become a hurricane. Thankfully, though, none of the hurricane force winds hit any of these islands. So that's good news to come. And I'll also show you the wind speed probability. So this is tropical storm force winds, and you can see pretty high. No land in the way though, so Estelle is pretty much going to be dying right now in the Eastern Pacific. Actually though, I think that's a Coral Island there, potentially getting tropical storm force winds right now, so could be potentially getting it right now. But yeah, thank you for watching this tropical weather bulletin. I will do these more when there are Atlantic Ocean storms, but I decided to do one today, and when there's Western Pacific storms, of course, when there's big storms all active at once. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.